to show you how you can create a recurring task using our app. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to select the item that you want to create the recurring task of. So as you can see, it's going to open the side view panel, and our app lives above in the tabs of the side view panel. In order to add our app in, you're going to go to Add View, type in recurring, and select Add to Item. And then once that's done, it's actually going to appear up here. So then you're going to click on the tab, and it's going to open our app, which is going to ask you for the first two settings. So the first thing you have is the start date, and the start date is actually going to take the date that's showing up in the date column. So in this case, the 4th of February, but you can go ahead and edit that as you see fit using our drop-down column. So it works like any other calendar. So I'm going to go ahead and, for example, change the date to the 11th of February. And then it's going to ask you repeats every. So how often do you want the task to repeat? In this case, for example, you have the option by day, you have the option by week, you have the option by month. In this case, you can select, day 11 of the month or the second Monday or Wednesday of the month, highly customizable. And then you can also do it by year. And in this case, select, the day, the month, or, the second Tuesday of which month. Super customizable depending on how you want to schedule it. Let's go ahead and do week. So the cool thing about week is you can also select multiple days of the week at the same time. Let's go ahead and do Monday and Wednesday. And this is where you're going to want to, change the number depending on how often, every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every week, every 2 days, depending on how you want to, customize the schedule. Let's go ahead and leave it by 2 weeks. And then you're going to get to the part where it's going to ask you, when would you like to display your tasks? So with our app, you have two options. You can have them display all at once, meaning that they're going to show up on the board automatically as soon as you click save based on the schedule you selected. Or you can use our automatic scheduling feature, which you have two options. In this case, you can have on the due date and custom. So what our automatic scheduling feature does basically is it auto creates those repetitive recurring tasks on your board based on the schedule that you have selected. So this is great for people that maybe want a more organized board and don't need all those tasks reflected on their board immediately all at once. So with our automatic scheduling feature, you have two options. Like I said, you can have on the due date, meaning that they will auto create themselves on your board on the due date in sense, the date that you've selected, or you can use the custom option, which you can select, how many specific days before the due date or how many weeks before the due date. So in this case, for example, I have selected it, 2 days before the due date, or if I go to week, it would be 2 weeks before the due date. So this is for people that maybe need a little bit more time before the task is due, or, depending how their schedule works. Again, highly customizable. So let's go ahead and for this, demo, show you first display them all now. It's important to note that the automatic scheduling feature creates those tasks at 12 midnight on the dot, depending obviously on your time zone. So if I were to select this, for example, I won't be able to show you on the board, but just keep in mind that they will create themselves at 12 midnight. So once you have selected how you want your task to display, you get to the ends option. So you can have it end again using our drop-down calendar on a specific date. So if I want it maybe until the 17th of April, or if you just this task is only supposed to repeat itself 3 or 4 times, you can do after specific number of repetitions. So in this case, I have items will repeat every 2 weeks on Monday and Wednesday 4 more times. Or for those that are going to use our automatic scheduling feature, you have the never option, which is going to show you obviously that this option is only available for scheduled tasks. And this option is great for those that maybe don't know when a scheduled task is supposed to end, meaning that it is an infinite recurring task and is subject to change when decided. But for now, when I set this up, it's going to be never. So that would be an option if you just want the recurring tasks automatic schedule to keep functioning without having to intervene, or you don't have an end date. So let's go ahead and show you the example for display them all now. I'm going to use these after 4 repetitions. So it's always really useful to select all your options, and then after just use a reference above what's in the blue text. So items will repeat every 2 weeks on Monday and Wednesday 4 more times. That's what I wanted to select. So let's go ahead and click save. It's instantaneous when it creates the task. So as you can see, it's showing me 4 items added to my board. And here they are reflected in chronological order based on the settings that I've selected.